Hello, what's up? This is going to be the first video that I have ever uploaded in the year 2020 or even in this decade, the 2020s. And this time this video is not going to be about anything related to plants and wildlife like our recently made typical videos are. This time is going to be about gender equality. It is not going to be about the social status anymore. This time is going to be about having equal rights, freedoms, and the responsibilities that comes with it among people from different gender orientations, and gender statuses. Okay, so what are the examples of so? For example, people regardless of their gender should have the rights to own weapons as soon as they know the responsibilities and risk associated with it. And people regardless of their gender or gender orientations should have the freedom to compete in European martial arts as soon as they know the skills and they know the responsibilities and the safety associated with it. So what are the first steps of achieving gender equality in terms of the freedoms and rights? And that is to provide more gender-neutral options for people to choose from. The examples of those include jobs, job titles, fashion, games, academic careers, and lifestyles. So why do we need more gender-neutral options and gender equality? It's because our gender at birth does not determine everything that we have. There are a lot of exceptions out there. Just because not every male human is stronger and more intelligent than every female human, and also not every female human is more patient and careful than every male human in the world. And those exceptional peoples include gender minorities such as homosexuals, transgender people, and non-binary people. Also, handicapped people are also an exception to this. So at the end of the day, we have to figure out a way to tolerate and accept those people who are sharing the world with us. Those people cannot be ignored or overlooked. Besides that, your gender also does not dictate the topics that you are interested in, or the topics that you are good at. For example, it is totally possible for someone who is female to be interested in topics like the history of construction or the history of warfare, topics that are typically associated with males, and it is also totally possible for someone who is male to be interested in the subject of taking care of young children, a subject that is typically associated with females. Now, for the second point that I would mention here is that if people are being treated equally among their genders, and then gender-related bullyings and labelings are going to be less likely to happen. And a little negative story about this would be that when I was in elementary school and secondary school, male and female students had to wear different uniforms to school, and they also had to have different hairstyles, and they also had to stand in different lines when they stand up in the hall. That means male and female students were being seen and treated quite differently, and back then gender-neutral options were mostly not available. As a result of the lack of gender-neutral options, people are more likely to become more homophobic and more sexist, and also gender-related labelings are more likely to happen. So for the third point that I would want to mention in this video is that cultures and the standards of values are always changing. They're always evolving with us. They're never fixed. So things that are not acceptable in the past could have been acceptable in today's situation, and things that are not acceptable in today's situation could have been acceptable in the future. The examples of that include the fact that same-sex marriage used to be entirely illegal throughout the entire world. Today it is already legal in places such as New Zealand, Taiwan, some parts of the European Union, and most parts of the US. Another example would be that the standards of modesty in Christian societies had decreased a lot since the 1930s or 1920s, and some people argue that the standards of modesty is continuously decreasing even up until today. So the customs or lifestyles that people practice today may be totally obsolete in the future. So to sum up this video, we need gender equality in terms of rights and freedoms and the responsibilities that comes with it. It's because your gender does not dictate everything. And my advice would be that if you have got the authority to do so, if you are providing mandatory things like toilets, rules to follow, or laws, please make them as gender neutral if you can do so. And if you are providing optional things such as fashion and hairstyles, please give people gender-neutral options for them to choose from, because they are quite beneficial for certain people. And there are some things that I forgot to mention in that video is that fundamentally humans only come in two genders, but the requirements made for a specific gender, such as mandatory conscription, military conscriptions for males, and also the need of chivalry for males, and mandatory courses on the training on motherhood and the training on housework for females, those are generally bad ideas because they are really ignorant of the freedom in lifestyle or choices that people can choose. And they're also quite ignorant of the fact that certain individuals are not really capable or suitable for having a future on or a career on those things due to some mental or physical reasons. And once again, my advice would be that responsibilities such as taking care of young children, helping the people in need, and protecting the nation that you were born to should be shared between people from both genders. And as soon as they are capable of doing so, your gender does not dictate everything. And once again, thank you for watching. If you like this video that you just saw, then please check out some other videos that we made about social issues.